Taiwan has reported 43 Chinese military aircraft and 7 Navy ships operating around the country in the past 24 hours. The country's military says China was conducting joint combat patrols and used a combination of different aircraft. Of the group of planes, 37 breached Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ, which is an area used for defensive purposes but is not part of the country's territory. More than 24 fighter jets took part in the exercises, alongside aerial refueling planes. This means China was practicing how to refuel its jets mid-flight and keep them in the air longer. For more on what China's recent incursion into Taiwan's ADIZ means, our reporter Jaime Ocon spoke to Ben Lewis. He's an independent defense analyst who monitors military activity around Taiwan.
Last time we saw China sail an aircraft carrier into the Western Pacific, we saw some of the largest unannounced exercise that China's ever conducted. Are we seeing something similar with today's incursions?
Seems to be they're practicing a similar type of operation that they were in early September. Basically, what the PLA is attempting to practice is making sure that their planes can, one, reach the area where they need to be in the Western Pacific, and two, ensure that they can stay up in the air for longer. So these aerial tankers fly around, airplanes fly up behind them, refuel in midair, and that extends their ability to stay in the air for much longer, and it induces longer-term operations in the air.
And why is China operating in this area? And are we going to see more of these types of exercises?
I think it's definitely possible we'll be seeing more of these kinds of drills in the future. I was personally surprised that we had one last month, and now they're doing it again. The Western Pacific is an area where the PLAN doesn't have as much experience, and they're trying to get some because they need to. The PLA is anticipating an intervention in a Taiwan contingency by the United States. That intervention is going to be approaching from the Western Pacific, among other places, so they need to make sure they can get out there and do what they need to do, and they have a long way to go before they can.
That was Ben Lewis, a defense analyst in Washington, D.C., speaking with our reporter Jaime Ocon.